It's been a very interesting time in my Trading 212 portfolio over the last month or so, all being driven by what is going on in that macro setup. So let's take a quick dive in and see what has been going on. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Mark of Desperately Seeking Fi. We've obviously got all the tension and conflict within the Middle East. You've got President Trump has launched his strikes into Iran to try and destroy the nuclear program, and you have lots of other things going on. So you've got that ceasefire that has kicked in. When this video comes out, let's wait and see whether we still have a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. On the market side of things, we've seen the S&P 500 is up 4.41% over the month, and the FTSE up just under 1%. We also had lots of different banks looking at whether or not they would change their interest rates, and you had the Fed holding steady, as did the Bank of England. But let's take a jump over into Trading 212 and see whereabouts I am. If we look at the monthly growth, that is up 2.6%. But I have been so close to breaking that £50,000 mark on several occasions over the last month. But you just have a bit of news comes out and you end up losing another £1,000. That is just what goes on when you invest into the markets. Don't let that put you off too much. It is just invest for the long time and stick with it. If we have a look across the different pies that I have, you've got that monthly pie up 4.7%, the growth pie not growing very well at the moment, but up almost 5%, and then S&P 500 is up 20%, and Ryder Cup of Dividends has been bouncing around that sort of break-even point, and that's the challenge that I'm doing at the moment, where I invest £60 per week into 24 dividend growth stocks, 12 US, 12 European, to see who is going to manage to win that after probably about 6 months. Let's jump into that monthly dividend pie, because that's in one that I've been investing into. I have been putting a little bit of money into things like JGGI as I've had dividends coming in. Still my largest holding, Realty Income, that monthly dividend payer. That is currently down 2%. Then got my second largest holding is Legal & General. This one up about 13.5%. I have been adding to this while it has been slightly cheaper than it is at the moment. But because things have been going up, you see its dividend yield is dropping down. At one stage that was up close to 10%. We're now sat in around that 7% mark. That's fine, quite happy with that. How much more do you think Legal & General is going to go up? Is it going to get up close to that £3 mark? Comment down below. Few that I'm interested in seeing moving are the UKW, the Greencoat UK Wind, and the Renewable Infrastructure Group, TRIG. Both of those were significantly further down in previous months. We've just seen this starting to do a little bit of a ramp up. It's up about 6.7% over the last month. However, it is still down about 6.7%. We'll just wait for that to continue to keep growing. That pays a hefty little dividend of 8.27%. TRIG, this was down about 22% at one stage. In the last month, we are up 11.66% and currently still down about 11.87%. This one's paying a dividend yield of 8.5%. Do you guys hold any TRIG or UKW? I'd love it if you comment down below. And where do you think these two companies are going to be in the near future? You can see from this chart, as things start to kick off in the Middle East between Israel and Iran, you saw a run on oil price, and that jumped quite considerably in a few days, but it has dropped back down again, currently up about 3.4% over the month. I'm up about 2% in this. I'm going to keep adding to it. I had a dividend paid last week, so that's just going to go back in and paying a 6.6%. Here's a question for you. Do you think that Shell is a better oil company to invest into over BP? I've done a previous video on that. Why don't you go and have a look at what my thoughts were about a year ago, and I'm going to do a re-look at the two companies against each other. Something that I have added recently and took a bit of a battering after I invested into it was Oxford Lane Capital. You will see that I'm down about 11%. I'm not that bothered about that because one of the main reasons that I was investing into this was its dividend yield. That looks like a massive trap. I'm happy enough that that is reasonably sustainable. As the price goes back up, I would expect that to come back down to somewhere in around that 18% payment. This is one that I have just recently bought into, ARE, Alexandria Real Estate Equities. So I've only got 10 shares of it. I'm going to continue to build this up. I think this company could potentially go up quite substantially. Let's have a look and see how much it is down over the last year. I think there are potential for it to get back up close to that $100 mark, and that would be a reasonably good return on investment. I've got a limit buy order set against this one, and it is currently paying a dividend yield of 7.16%. So if you have a think about that, what are your thoughts on Alexandria? Is it one that you guys are investing into? I'm sure there are a few of you out there who do hold that. If we just jump across into the growth pie, you'll see some of the companies that I am holding in here. So JGGI, just investing into that trust and just building that up. That pays around a 4% dividend. SML, I was buying that in at a much higher price, but fortunately we've seen a bit of a run over the last month. It is now up 3.28%. This doesn't pay a great deal of a dividend as you would expect, but it's nearly 1% that's coming back for a company that I expect to see some reasonable growth over the next period of time. Bloomsbury Publishing. Now, I'm a little bit upset that this has taken such a dip. I do still have a reasonable amount of conviction on this one, so I do think it will come back to growth, and I've just gradually been adding a little bit into this one, and this pays a dividend of about 3%. So this is one of those dividend growth stocks that I'm looking at because it does have a really good CAGR. I do have a couple of house builders in here. So Vistry Group took a severe hit when it didn't hit its targets last year, but we are starting to see a little bit of growth back. It did pump earlier on in the month and was up about 10% in one day. That's fallen back to about 6% over the month. But I am hoping that with the recent statement from the Chancellor, we should start to see a lot more houses being built over the next number of years, which should see companies like Vistry and Taylor Wimpey, Barrett Redrow and Persimmon starting to see those profits increase as they start to deliver against those targets. And the company that is down the most across my whole portfolio is Ashtead Technologies. I'm going to keep just trickling into this one because I see this as being a reasonably good growth option. It's got a dividend yield of basically nothing, but I'm expecting to see a little bit of growth from this one. As I said, I've got this Ryder Cup of Dividends challenge. If you jump over to Instagram, you'll see me talking about this one. But this is literally pitching 12 European dividend growth stocks against 12 American ones. So we'll look at the companies that we are talking about. We've got your SMLs, your Visas, your Lowe's, Microsoft, Orange, Legal and General, Primary Health Properties, and Shell, amongst many other names that you will recognize as companies that grow their dividend at a reasonable rate. And sort of one of the characteristics that I was looking at when I was choosing these companies was that they would have a growth rate of either dividend or dividend growth rate of 10% per year. So that was one of those criteria that I had. it's been an interesting challenge. As you look through, you see lots of them are still in the red because of everything that is going on in the sort of geopolitical world. So that's basically where I am at the moment. Hopefully when I come back next month, I'm going to be able to say that I am over that £50,000 mark, and that would be absolutely superb. And that's just 50,000 within this Trading 212 account. I'd love to see how your last months have gone. Have any of you hit any key milestones in your investing journey? Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.